Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Z-CarCulture. My name is Tino. Now if you're a fan of the channel, you will be aware that we like to feature a lot of popular cars on Zimbabwean roads. We've reviewed the Toyota Aqua, all three first generations of the Honda Fit, and of course the D4D generation of the Hilux and the Fortuner. But there has been a glaring absence on our channel, and more specifically we're talking about the GD6 generation. And so today that's what we have here. We want to see if the GD6 Hilux is of course worth subscribing to here in Zimbabwe, because we know many Zimbabweans like to buy one of these. In fact, some have several. So let's find out if the GD6 is definitely worth it.
Transmission.
Yeah, it's a bit eager.
Not very quick from zero though, but okay. Responsive brakes. You know what? For its size, it actually feels quite agile. It feels more agile than you'd expect it to feel.
Was it because of the steering wheel?
Yeah. And then we've got its brother up front there.
Brother.
Is it brother or sister? What did we agree on the gender?
For trucks, it's male.
It's male, yeah?
I don't think you can call a truck female. That's just weird.
But shouldn't a truck be more female, because there's a lot more climbing involved when you have to get into it?
Now you're thinking way too deep.
Was that pun intended?
I should be asking you.
Way too deep.
Nah. No, not at all. It was not intended. No, not at all. But I can't help but draw comparisons to the predecessor, which is the D4D. Yeah. It's they made a lot of improvements.
This is when you can tell. Hilux in front.
It's Hilux country.
Hilux country, man.
But why?
I don't know. Zimbos, we just love Toyota.
And I feel like with the Hilux, it's a combination of that, and maybe sentimental value too, because you'd be surprised by how many people grew up in a household that had a Hilux. So when they grow up and now have their own money, they just know Hilux is the best because it's reliable.
It's reliable.
Dependable. All the other availables. It's all that. But does it deserve all that? Because yeah, it's reliable, sure, it's tough, yes. But is that what you want for a daily car? Because people don't really use a Hilux as intended. It's not a truck that's really for the city. It's more of, you know, doing hardcore stuff or at a work site.
But people use it to drop kids off at school.
It's a social status. Like if you want to show you got money, which is weird, you get a Hilux
with the highest trim.
Yeah, but comfort-wise, it's not there.
Nah, it's actually quite responsible.
Responsible. It's responsible at being responsive.
Yeah, it's actually quite responsive, especially for a diesel engine. And don't forget, this is like what, 2016 model?
Yeah, these are one of the early examples of the Hilux, with 8th generation Hilux, pre-facelift. So when the new 8th generation came out back in 2016, this was one of the first ones. But this is one of the lower end trims. So you don't get a lot of the goodies you find on the high-end models, such as a bigger screen and just a slightly better looking interior. You got a lot more shiny trims here and there.
But you'll be very much surprised as to how not so different the later models are from this one. Fine,
Yeah.
you've got a bigger screen on the later models, but you still have this.
I knew you were gonna go there.
I can't. Toyota, I do not understand this. Zigzag gear shifters. Why? Up
Well,
until this day.
Well, in Zimbabwe, we're not complaining because we're used to these. A lot of our cars already have this Gaga shifter from.
Yeah, but these
10
are
years
cars
ago.
in a tax bracket where people have no right to complain. This car is not.
I mean, fair enough, because these trucks demand a lot of money. I mean, even for this base model, it's going for around 28k. For the same amount of money, you get a whole lot of car, especially when it comes to interiors. And
what
you're
I'm
definitely not going to find those zigzag shifters there.
Yeah. But you know what? I think Toyota, they've just tossed all this fussing about interiors aside. They know why people buy their cars, and they deliver in that department. And that's reliability. It does its job. I mean, even driving this one right now, I can see myself driving it as a daily driver. It doesn't feel too labor intensive, you know. I mean, you'd be expecting it to be, you know, but you can actually just
Okay, but
drive it like you're driving a two-door coupe.
But here's a curveball for you. Remember that P series we reviewed?
The GWM, yeah.
Yeah. Now compare that to this in terms of comfort.
In terms of interior, nah, the Hilux, obviously, it doesn't stand a chance, truth be told. In terms of comfort, in terms of tech, in terms of just the general finessing of the interior and the ergonomics, of course the GWM takes it. But the GWM now still has a lot to prove.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Where
still...
the Toyota has already proven already. I think that's why they're not bothered by a lot of these trinkets.
No, that's true. That's true. So we're yet to see how that performs, the P series that is, because yeah, it's still a newcomer. It comes in with a very impressive offering in terms of specs. Off-road though, it can't hold a candle to the Hilux. The Hilux, I mean, of course,
Guys,
it's always going to
did
perform.
I pass the fuel station again?
Yeah. This guy's not serious.
Okay, at least I get to feel the turning circle. Nah, this is impressive. I see you, relax. You see how intimidating the Hilux is to other drivers on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help though that we've got this aftermarket bumper in front, which is very intimidating.
I mean, there's already a lot of car in front of you,
Yeah.
and then you got more car added on.
This guy was about to miss it again. Like, what? It's green
Are
and
they
big.
Are they refueling again? No, there's that other fuel station on that side, dude.
Which other one? I thought this was the one you're talking about.
No, the one where I told you about the drone.
Oh, the one on the right.
It'll be on our right now, yes. That's the one I was looking for.
Nah, I'm just trying to find excuses to just drive this more.
Yeah, but we're low on fuel. We can't be reviewing a car that's parked on the side of the road. We need to put fuel in the car. But hey, I'm really enjoying it, man. I can see why a lot of people would rather buy a Hilux than any other car, because when it comes to a Hilux or Toyota in general, there's not much homework you need to do in terms of, is it reliable, where can I get it serviced? I mean, you throw a rock in Zimbabwe, you'll probably hit a Toyota service spot or something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody does Toyota.
Everyone does Toyota.
Yeah,
and
so there's not much homework you need to do. You drive it, you like it. Maintenance wise, you know you're covered. Reliability wise, you know you're covered. I mean, we're driving a 2016 model in 2023, and to be honest, if I had the money, I'd buy it.
I don't blame you for it, because I feel like if you need a truck, if you need something that's a bit higher off the ground, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Hilux. And if you need to fit more things in the back and you don't necessarily need the bay, you can get the, is it Brother now? brother to the Hilux, which is the Fortuner. Was it cousin? Let's just say brother for simplicity. Brother, the Fortuner, which is pretty much the same thing underneath, just a different body that allows you to carry 2 more passengers in seats.
Yeah, true. I think the service station is further down.
That way.
Yeah, it's by
Chizzy. Or not Chizzy.
We're passing Chizzy now.
Highlands, what?
Hey, you and your Isuzu, get out of my way. Nonsense.
Isuzu. I'm gonna do one of those one day.
Definitely, but I'm loving this car, man. I'm loving it. They've really improved on diesel engines.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to talk about. The improvement from the previous generation D4D to this one.
Yeah.
So the one we reviewed a few months back, which was the 2.5 liter D4D, that had 106 kilowatts of power and 343 newton meters of torque. Now, it's adequate in city driving, but this is an improvement on that. So this has 110 kilowatts and 400 newton meters. So it's got a little bit more oomph and a little bit more pulling power.
And it's more efficient because this is a 2 liter.
Yeah, this is a 2.4 liter.
This is a 2.4.
Yeah, that one was a 2.5. So it's a smaller one, but it's more efficient. So you're going to be saving on fuel. So you don't necessarily need the 2.8 liter. Unless you want more power.
Bragging rights.
Oh, of course.
Bragging rights. It's all about bragging rights pretty much. Because all the rich folk in Zimbabwe, they can afford a Toyota. So if you buy the mid-spec or the low-spec one, you're pretty much so they'll end up just going for the ones with the biggest specs. You know, it's pretty much a
I know what you're trying to say. Keep it PG.
Okay, I'll
keep it PG.
Yeah, a measuring contest.
Yes.
Let's keep it there.
Yeah.
So the better the specs, the higher the specs, the more ridiculous they are. As long as people know you paid more for it, the better it is.
However, you can cheat the system because you know how there's so many different variations of Hiluxes. People now have like body kits that they can buy. They can just put a front end of the Legend and do the whole thing. The whole body will be like a Legend, but underneath it's not a Legend.
Or a Revo.
Or a Revo, whatever it is, whatever
or
spec you want. Yeah, and you do the same thing. So there is a cheat code to it. That will be cheaper, but it's all the same really. I think that now you're just being a bit... okay, I was about to say the A word, but...
I think it's hard to say that it's all the same. When it comes to status, it's some of the things that people go for to have a higher status. For us lower folk, they're a bit ridiculous. But when you're higher up there, I think maybe it opens up more doors for more money for you.
I guess so, but it does retain its value very well. So when it comes to selling it, whatever it is that you're going to get for it, it's going to be close to what you paid for it in the beginning.
Yep.
No matter the mileage, which is ridiculous.
Okay, we found the fuel station. Now, where's my fuel tank?
You didn't check.
Let me check. Okay, it tells you on the fuel tank. It's on the left.
You sure?
There's a little arrow. For those of you that don't know, on your fuel tank, there's a little arrow that tells you where the... Damn it, and I'm actually getting lost here. I really want to see what it's like in a circle.
What do you mean in a circle?
In a roundabout.
Didn't we do that already?
Not the way I want to do it. Shall I do it the way I want to do it?
Sure, this is the high sense of gravity.
No.
It won't drift either.
No, I don't want to do it like Dukes of Hazzards, man. No. I just want to do something. Just give me a green light to do it and I'll do it.
I can't give a green light on something I don't know.
It's safe. It's just ridiculous, but it's safe.
We want to go round and round and round.
And round and round and round. And round and round and round. Who would stop us? Would we get stopped by the cops?
No, but it's going to be very annoying for everyone else.
Who's everybody else?
Motorists on the road.
Anyway. Ring a Rosie. Here we go. Okay, we have to give way to the biker.
It'd be funny if the biker did the same thing. Now I have to follow him all the way. Yeah, this is world-class journalism we're doing right now.
It really does feel quite stable.
I feel like we're gonna topple over now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's go before Optimus Prime comes and gets us.
Nah, but this is definitely a good car. I mean, I like to hate on Toyotas when it comes to the interiors, but you can't hate on the car overall. You really cannot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect car.
Yeah.
But I feel like for its strengths, which is reliability and
It nails it.
and dependability, which I think is the same thing. I don't know why I keep saying it again. And yeah, just being an overall great car that isn't going to cost you a lot when it comes to running it, especially in Zimbabwe in this economy. I feel like that takes off a lot of boxes that you want off ticked. So, final thoughts of the Toyota Hilux GD6. Hey, can you focus? What do you think?
I like it generally. I mean, I don't like the interior for the most part, but I like the car in general for the most part. As in, the car itself does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, I find the interior, though it's a bit backdated, it's still ergonomically okay-ish, but I really feel like there's something we can do without.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, there's a lot going for it. We've seen a lot of these running around, and we know why. It's dependable, reliable. We've been saying that all day. And for value of money, you are getting a lot for your money in terms of the capabilities of this truck. So it's definitely worth the buy. And if you really want this particular truck or other variants of the Hilux, then be sure to come to Grange Auto. They have a wide selection of trucks to choose from. And if you don't want a Hilux, there are plenty of other cars too. Like there's a Beamer over there, there's a Mercedes over there. There's a lot. So
Disco, Range Rover, Land Rover.
And if you say Z-CarCulture sent you, you get a sweet little discount. So yeah, that's about it. Z-CarCulture. We out.